The year was 1957. The campus of Central High School in Little Rock, Arkansas, became a battleground in the fight for school desegregation.
America, welcome to IPTV.
Motif did that.
Hey, it's your boy Derek Dickerson for Neighborhood News, Little Rock IPTV. We're outside one of the most historic buildings in Arkansas, probably one of the most historic buildings in the country because it is an exact replica of the U.S. Capitol. It is the Little Rock Capitol, which is only blocks away from Little Rock Central High, which is only blocks away from my father's house where he grew up, my great-grandmother's house. Shout out to Lottie Brock on Denison. There's a history here. We are outside the First Presbyterian Church in Little Rock. I'm going to take you guys inside and show you a representation of Christ that's incredible. Come on, let's go inside. We are outside the First Presbyterian Church in Little Rock. I'm going to take you guys inside and show you a representation of Christ that's incredible. Come on, let's go inside. See this painting?
That's worth a lot of money, that painting.
I know it is. Now we gotta find out how old it is.
It's pretty old.
And who actually painted it. Because it was once there, but we can't see it anymore.
Barely on the bottom right.
Yeah, but this is in the pastor's office in First Presbyterian Church. See this painting?
That's worth a lot of money, that painting.
I know it is. Now we gotta find out how old it is.
It's pretty old.
And who actually painted it. Because it was once there, but we can't see it anymore.
Barely on the bottom right.
Yeah, but this is in the pastor's office in First Presbyterian Church. What's up, y'all? It's your boy Derek Dickerson of Neighborhood News. Standing on probably one of the most iconic corners in Arkansas for sure. In America, we're gonna see. It's a conversation we're getting ready to have. This is the corner of 8th and Scott. That building is the Masonic Temple. Right behind you, in front of me, is First Presbyterian Church. It is the oldest church west of the Mississippi. It was founded in the early 1800s, meaning that's when they cracked the bottle on it. I don't know when they started building it. And inside that church is one of the oldest and most iconic representations of Christ that you will find anywhere. So I've shown you these stone garages before. And I've highlighted the fact that how easy it was for these little stone cottages, because they weren't garages when they were built, there were no cars, were easily transformed into prisons. And I've shown you these stone cottages from the back, like this one is behind a historic home. That's the same stone house from the front though. See the little stone gate and the stone pathway outside this plantation style house. I've shown you this block before with this church as the entryway. This is the Quapaw section of Little Rock, all those historic restored homes. Then you have a building like this. The church is the gateway into the community. And I'm gonna show you what's at the end of the other block. So this is the United Methodist Church of Little Rock. Across from the United Methodist Church of Little Rock is what this block would have looked like back in the early 1900s when these houses were built. And just adjacent to the church is this historic landmark. And I'm gonna show you something interesting about this house. which I've shown you guys before for those of you who follow me. So now, this is the Bronze House. Probably like White Castle. I'm pretty sure White Castle may have been built before this. I'm not sure, we'll get the date. But this is the Bronze House in Little Rock, right next to the Methodist Church, United Methodist Church on this block. So there's a historical significance, but I want you to make note to adjacent to the Bronze House, along a stony path, is a baby Bronze House. Adjacent to the Bronze House is a baby Bronze House. Now look closely at those windows. That piece on the outside, something's been removed, or maybe it was fitted so that something could easily be added to imprison people. From the rear of the Bronze House, you can see that the baby Bronze House is a full house. I mean, it's a nice size building, but it's behind the Bronze House in this lovely gated mansion, plantation style mansion, right in the city. So this is as cities developed, the rich folks, the plantation owners came too. So, the Dickerson family moved from a plantation to the city. They never really severed those ties that bind. There is a lost history in Little Rock. It's the lost history of America. And I'm gonna tell it to you. Starting with First Presbyterian Church, the oldest church west of the Mississippi. Founded in the late 1700s by a small community of people who have ended up building a church in the early 1800s, the first church here in Little Rock, Arkansas. Why here? Why this place? And then we're gonna find out the history of the most amazing piece of artwork I've ever seen inside of a white establishment other than the Vatican and the Black Madonna. It's your boy Darren Dickinson with Neighborhood News. We're in downtown Little Rock. We're in the River Market section on President Clinton Avenue. There's a history here. I just posted some pictures of you and your brothers outside of a car lot. Where was that car lot located?
On Ray Avenue.
Like Wright Avenue and Park.
And Ray Avenue Wolf.
When I was on Wright Avenue.
Oh, yeah, Park, yeah.
Now,
The third.
Now, how far was that from Central High School?
8 blocks. I used to walk Central High School.
Okay.
I graduated Central High School.
Okay.
I walked from my house to Central High 8 blocks.
Okay, so the car dealership was probably about
about 4 blocks. Yeah.
Right? Now, Wright Avenue, when it looks like Wright Avenue was a dividing line, right?
Well, it was, a dividing line. You know, look at it.
So on one side of Wright Avenue was where the black community
Black
lived.
people, yeah.
And on the other side of Wright
On,
Avenue,
on the south side of Avenue, black people living, and on the north side, white.
okay.
Where Cincinnati High School was.
Now, was there any black people living in
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh
Right?
yeah, oh yeah. It was
So
always
it
integrated.
was integrated,
Oh,
but
integrated.
also segregated.
Yeah, right.
And so it just depended on which way you drove out and which way you kind of walked there.
Yeah.
What's up? It's your boy Derek Dickinson from Neighborhood News. We still outside First Presbyterian Church right across from Masonic Temple on the corner of 8th and Scott in Little Rock, Arkansas for Little Rock IPTV. You know, we've been doing a couple things with this episode, man. First of all, we got a jam-packed episode, jam-packed. Of course, we're going back up to the radio station up there with Truth, you know what I'm saying, at 88.3 KABF.org. You know what I mean? You guys can call into the show on Tuesdays at 3 p.m. Central Time, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Y'all can call in, tap in with me. And we also, you know, we got so much great content coming up, man. I'm excited for Ballerina. Ballerina is going to be out June 9th, right? That's from the world of John Wick. We got a bunch of other great content coming up there. I think the Naked Gun just put some new stuff out. So you guys who are following us, stay tuned on Neighborhood News, on iGeyser Media Wire, iGeyser Wire. Go up there, check it out, see what kind of stuff we posting. When you go on there, make sure you hover over and click over the content. So, you know, it's a mixture of national, but this is local news. Right after this clip, you guys are gonna see, we covered a breaking news story that was happening here in Little Rock. It was a horrible accident, actually. So we went live on both my platforms, on Facebook and on Instagram, for the people locally who follow me. We're trying to give you a sense of what neighborhood news is. It's not just Little Rock, right? We have 29 other IPTV cities, right? What I'm doing here in Little Rock and what I'm doing on the IPTV stations is trying to give you guys a sense of what the capabilities are, what we're able to do. Shout out to Detroit IPTV for live streaming the mayoral forum. For anybody who is interested in the mayoral candidates in Detroit, you can tap in on Detroit IPTV and see what they're talking about. That's still up. But right now, we're digging into the history of Little Rock. For those who follow me, you guys know that I went on the Little Rock Central High tour, right? Shout out to Agnolia over there at the Parks Association, who's giving me a great education on how the parks works with the Central High School and what that whole dynamic is and things that we can do. For those of you guys who do not know, the 70th anniversary of the integration of America's first high school, not the anniversary of the attempts. There were several attempts. Not the anniversary of a school that was integrated, but then the person didn't finish the year or disenrolled or didn't graduate. We're talking about the first school that completed the mission, right? That actually one of the people who started in the beginning, finished in the end. How many of the 9 actually graduated, which they don't talk about, you know, and so there's so many elements in this city because, you know, as you guys know, we believe there's something to this city. We believe there's something here, there's something in Arkansas, because it used to be spelled with a W at the end. You know what I mean? So it's your boy, Darren Dickinson, for Neighborhood News. Stay tuned.
When you think of me, you should think of fire.
I know you. I know your pain.
This isn't done until they're dead.
Buena suerte, señorita.
When you think of me, you should think of fire.
Those people that you're looking for, they're surrounding this hotel right now.
Risen from the ashes, again and again, fire.
You don't choose to be a killer. You are chosen.
No! I chose this!
God's
consequences.
Risen from the ashes again and again. Fire. Again and again. Again and again. Fire.
And what, may I ask, is your name?
When you think of me, you should think of fire.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Darren Dickerson out here for Neighborhood News. We're of course approaching the scene of an accident. It's on at the intersection of 630 and Financial Center. Hi, what's your name?
April Hill.
April Hill. And so were you a part of the accident?
Yes.
Okay, so the only thing I really want to know, are you okay?
As far as I know, I'm sore. My
sore.
sternum and my arm and my
Okay.
son's leg.
right.
His leg hurts.
And where are you guys headed?
We were headed out to actually Plato's Closet in West Little Rock.
Okay, what is your chest bone hurts?
Yeah, it kind of hurts.
It kind of hurts. Okay,
From the
how old are you?
airbag.
Yeah.
14.
Oh, were you in the front seat
Yeah, yes, sir.
and the
I was.
airbag deployed?
Yes.
Okay. Did you have time to cover your face or anything?
Not really. I wasn't expecting this to happen. Not really.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
my first time being in a car accident.
Okay. But you're okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm breathing. I'm doing well.
Right. And so, you guys, I'm Darren Dickerson. I'm with Neighborhood News, and obviously we know that there's only so much that you guys can say. So for those who are watching, the reason we're not asking them a whole bunch of questions is because obviously there will be a police investigation, there will be an insurance report that has to happen. But the thing that we wanted to make sure is that, from what you know, did everyone else walk away from this accident?
Yes.
Yeah,
I
there's
believe
no
so.
fatality. I mean, people may have injuries, but there's no fatalities.
Right.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, and you guys, other than obviously, you're probably gonna be sore tomorrow.
Yeah, we are.
Right. But you're well. You're in good spirits, and
Thank God saved us.
that's what we wanted to hear.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. The
Saved
most
us.
important thing is that God saved you guys, and that the material things can be replaced.
That's
the most
right.
valuable thing is what we're covering right now.
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
You are.
Thank
What's
you.
up, guys? It's your boy Darren Dickerson out here for Neighborhood News. We're at the accident that we were reporting earlier at Shackelford and Financial Center. It's multiple vehicles involved. It doesn't look like there are any fatalities, but there has been, as you can see, the damage to one vehicle is pretty extensive. I believe those are the people who were in that vehicle. We know this gentleman was driving the gray vehicle. As you can see, again, the damage is pretty extensive. We're at the corner of Financial Center and Shackelford. If you're coming this way, please be prepared for traffic. We gotta give a shout out to Little Rock Fire Department. These guys are out here clearing the road. As you can see, they're gonna get up the chemicals and they're treating the area. Gentlemen, what are you guys doing right now? Can you tell what you're doing?
Dropping spag, sir.
What is that?
Spag.
What is spag for?
You just dry the stuff up.
Right, so you guys are drying up. As you can see, we got to shout out the Little Rock Fire Department. These guys are out here gonna get this roadway back functional for the public. This your boy Darren Dickerson for Neighborhood News. Y'all stay tuned.